Spongebob game. I haven't done one of these in a while, and it's the PC exclusive Spongebob Employee of the Month. Now, this game came out in the early 2000s and has a bit of nostalgia for me. I played it on my parents' computer well over 10 years ago, and I still actually have it to this day. Spongebob Employee of the Month is a point-and-click adventure game where you play as SpongeBob. In the game's intro cutscene, he wins a ticket to Neptune's Paradise for being Employee of the Year. The game is then centered around getting to Neptune's Paradise. Throughout the game, a bunch of stuff happens, preventing SpongeBob and his friends from getting there. Well, at the end of his journey, I can say he gets there. Now, throughout his adventure, SpongeBob comes across a wide variety of people ranging from his friends and family to some real freaks that actually never even showed up in the show, and with good reason that they never showed up in the show. The gameplay of the game is a standard point-and-click adventure where you click with the mouse to move somewhere, and you click on stuff to examine it, and you click on people to talk to them. You have an inventory to use items you come across, and you can even combine items. When you talk to characters, you usually have a variety of things to say to them, and in terms of puzzles in the game, it's a SpongeBob game. What do you expect for puzzles? They aren't going to be very hard. Usually, you just have to talk to someone to get an idea of what you're supposed to do, or use something from your inventory for someone or something, and then you progress to the next area. The game has multiple areas from the show and even a few new ones. In terms of comedy, it's pretty good to the show on pretty much every level. I mean, it has similar humor, and I absolutely love the humor from the old SpongeBob episodes.
Here in your seat and stop making so much noise. And that goes for you too, tough guy.
Unfortunately, there is not much else to say about the game. It's a very basic point-and-click adventure game. I mean, really from a gameplay standpoint, there's nothing else. I mean, the game mixes it up once or twice in the whole game, but really nothing much. The game is only a few hours long anyway, and most of the game you are just talking to people and solving puzzles. The graphics in the game are pretty basic on every level. I mean, SpongeBob and Patrick have okay amounts of detail, but the rest of the characters don't really have any at all. Some characters like Larry look pretty bad with a low polygon count. The textures are all cartoon-like, and they look fine for just being cartoon textures. The frame rate worked. I mean, it's a point-and-click game. What do you really expect? The cutscenes in the game, though, look absolutely awful. These are like the worst-looking SpongeBob cutscenes I've ever seen. They look terrible, just like poo-poo caca. I mean, I don't even get why they use this. The in-game graphics look better than these cutscenes. Not good, and that's the only part of the graphics that I wouldn't pass. I mean, the game is the definition of a budget kids game for the computer. I mean, you can't really fault it on the graphics for that. The sound in the game is good. All the original voice actors are there, and they all do an excellent job on every level. SpongeBob is by far the best. There's a couple new voice actors, and those are apparent because they aren't as good, but everyone is still okay. The music in the game is actually pretty excellent on every level. I mean, it's really surprising, but it's pretty good. It's more than just standard SpongeBob stuff. I mean, and these tracks would show up in the next like 3 SpongeBob games, also on the computer. And I think the music's pretty good on all levels. The quality of everything is pretty top-notch, especially for a budget game, and I think the sound comes together real well. If I had to fault the game on anything, it's my main issue with the game is that it doesn't work on Windows 8 at all, and it barely even works on 7 in compatibility mode at work. That's just me complaining though. The game is really just short, and I mean, what do you expect from it? It's a point-and-click SpongeBob game. I mean, it has a decent story, it has good humor, and it's really cheap anyway. And if you're a SpongeBob fan, I really just recommend watching a playthrough of the game rather than actually buying it. Either of those are good options though. You should just check it out, especially if you like SpongeBob.